Hi, my name is Olivia Mansour, and I'm a sophomore at St. Xavier High School. My experiment was comparing the growth of basil in a hydroponic system versus a soil system. Hydroponics has many benefits, including that it can be used in areas where the soil is not fertile enough to produce food. It can yield more food than traditional soil agriculture can, and it tends to be a quicker alternative to soil. Hydroponics is growing plants in water instead of soil. The plant growth depends on plant light, nutrients, and temperature, whereas soil systems depend on sunlight instead of artificial plant light, temperature, rainfall, and the fertility of the soil. Basil grows well in both hydroponics and soil systems, making it an easy plant to work with. For my experiment, I used a system of hydroponics called the Kratky System. How this works is a mason jar is full of nutrient solution, and then the rock wool with the basil sprout is placed inside a net pot which sits inside the mason jar along the rim. Then the rock wool is surrounded by clay pebbles to help promote basil growth. For my experiment, I compared basil growth over the course of 4 weeks. In my hydroponics system, I had 2 stages. The first stage, I had the basil in the rock wool for 3 weeks inside a water tray. The second stage, I had the basil in the rock wool for 1 week inside the mason jars. This is my data for my experiment, and as you can see, the soil group grew taller. The soil group grew taller and faster. The average heights for my hydroponics group was 0.71 centimeters, and in the soil group, it was 2.16 centimeters, and that's a significant difference. My conclusion is that when grown at home, basil plants grow better in a soil system than a homemade hydroponic system. I expected the hydroponic system to grow taller and faster instead of the soil based on previous experiments and research done prior to the experiment. However, hydroponics does work. This system was just flawed. It was at-home hydroponics due to the pandemic, and that means there was not the right equipment or growing conditions. I have 2 cats, and they kept messing with my basil, and I didn't have the proper conditions in the room that it was grown. They were on a windowsill, but there wasn't enough room for all the plants, so the sunlight probably didn't reach all of them. Also, I didn't have a nice plant light on top of the hydroponics group the entire time, making it evident that that could be a reason why the hydroponics group didn't grow as tall as fast. For future studies, I will just have to make sure that I have the most ideal conditions as possible. Thank you.